Today's Friday the 18th of March, and we've been having a bit of indifferent weather, and it is particularly indifferent today. It's very, very windy, so I'm not sure how the sound's going to be on our little walk today. We just come down towards Magaluf and we're outside Pappys Bar, and one thing we notice is that they've got all new chairs all ready to put out. Lots of places opening up this weekend and next weekend. The weather has not been very kind to us at the moment, so let's get on, let's go for a little walk, and we'll hope the wind isn't making too much noise in the video as we walk along. So I've got some of the old chairs out and the old tables as well. I guess they'll be using them, but all looking very ready down here at Pappys Bar. It's a Friday afternoon. This is one of these afternoons when I sneak off from school. But it's very, very windy. We've just driven along the front in Palmanova, and there's a lot of kite surfers out, and the waves are lapping up on the beach, and they're white capping out in the distance, and I'm going to lose my hat if I'm not careful. Really is a long time since we've noticed it being so windy, and I'm sure it's playing havoc with the sound, so my apologies. Spain, just like much of the rest of Western Europe, has been suffering a lot with this wind that's been coming up from the Sahara. I expect it to be warm, but it's pretty cold here actually. We've had some cold weather recently, and some broken scooters. You want a scooter here? Yeah, so the Sahara dust has arrived, so all the cars are absolutely covered in Sahara dust. And here's the news: Prince William open, EastEnders open, people out in the bars. It's a bit chilly though. Brave souls. I need my big coat on. But you can see EastEnders is open, so things are definitely coming to life. And lots of the hotels are opening. Some have already opened, and some are opening during this weekend as well. You never quite make it up to the top of that road. Is the Vista Sol and the Honolulu. And Vista Sol is probably open. I don't know about the Honolulu, I don't think that's open yet. Oh, a little bit of a lull in the wind. It's nice, isn't it? And good news for UK travellers is that the travelling restrictions, back to the UK anyway, have been eased considerably today, if not completely got rid of. So you don't need to fill in all the forms and all that we had to do before. So life is getting a bit easier, but you still have to do all the things you need to do to come to Mallorca. So you still have to fill in the forms and show that you've been fully vaccinated. Not the weather we were expecting this weekend, or hoping for, I should say. It was St. Patrick's Day this week, and Santa Ponza is due to be hosting a parade and a market the weather forecast is not looking so good for it, and if this wind is holding up, it'll be really tricky to have, because the market stalls are along the front, and yeah, this sort of wind would just pick them up and blow them away. So we had planned to have a stall down there, or I had planned to have a stall down there with some of the students from my school, but given the weather situation, we've cancelled, postponed until the next event, which is probably going to be Europe Day, which is in May, when the weather should be a little bit better, and it's in Palmanova, all along the road there, so that's the plan at the moment. And we're just coming to the famous, or infamous, Magaluf strip. Magaluf Rocks is because he's bailing out, I think he's just washing everything down. And you can see some things have actually changed around here. But one or two places open already, which is good. This is the place that comes to life in the evenings. It's probably still a little bit early in the year for that. Uncle Tom's open. No more Tartan Arms. Those of you who used to go to the Tartan Arms, that's one of my places to go. My mate Davey is happily retired now. Tattoo shop's open. You ever have a quick tattoo? Don't think so. It's amazing how many tattoo places there are in here. I am really not a fan of tattoos. It's a big world having a big makeover. Everything now is covered with this Sahara dust that's got blown over, and so everything has to be washed down. Added to that, we've had always in February and March, the pollen from the pine trees, which is a bit like the Sahara dust. It's yellow, and it gets absolutely everywhere, so that needs to get washed away and cleaned away. To Alex's and the road that goes down to the beach. It doesn't look as bad here as it did in Palmanova. Shall we try it? Anita's game for it. If we get blown away, we'll have to come back inland. It is kind of difficult to believe that in a couple of months' time this place will be heaving with people, all wearing t-shirts and shorts, or less. Probably less. Doesn't actually look too bad here. In Palmanova it was really quite wavy, and they were crashing on the beach, and not seeing so much of that here. Anyway, I just going past Robinson Crusoe's, a bit of a makeover. Yeah, I don't remember seeing the Beatles on there. That's pretty cool. There are a few little waves then looking out at the island, you can see the waves crashing against the rocks there. It must be just that little bit more sheltered here. And there's Magaluf Beach with nobody on it. It's completely empty. And not many people on the promenade, and I'm really pleased to say that it's not windy here. It's really quite calm. Well, they're all gearing up now to Easter, and I'm gearing up to Easter as well for school.
3 weeks today.
3 weeks, Anita says. You know what that means? It means more assessments, more exams to set, more exams to mark, and then reports to write. We have we have quite a lot of Indians on the island, and this is one of the places you quite often find them playing cricket. And up until a few years ago, we used to have our own cricket club, which was referred to as the MCC. I seem to have heard that before, MCC somewhere. Anyway, it was the Mallorca Cricket Club. Nothing to do with Malrabone. But anyway, we used to have the Mallorca Cricket Club here, and they had a great ground, and very occasionally went to watch a cricket match when some visitors were coming from, usually from the UK. And it's a place where we used to have our bonfire night, or they used to have their bonfire night, and we used to go along and support that. But unfortunately they had to vacate the cricket ground as it was going to be developed. I haven't been up that way yet. It's been many years now. They were promised another piece of land to put the cricket ground on, but I don't actually see that. This is the Blackbeards. It's the beach bar and grill, and they've got a sign saying that they're opening on the 25th of March. So that's just round the corner. And the other thing underneath there, it says staff wanted. There's a telephone number and an email address. Unfortunately, if you are coming over from the UK and hoping to get a summer job so that you can stay here for longer, that's going to be almost impossible unless you've got an EU passport. If you've got a British passport, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to get a job working in a bar or doing any of the other tourist type jobs here in Mallorca. Since Brexit, the UK is obviously a third country. It's not part of the EU, and so you don't get any preference. So really difficult for anyone from the UK to find work in Spain, but in anywhere else in the European Union. So it's really a shame, because a lot of young people, students in particular, would come out to Mallorca maybe in June and spend the whole summer here working and partying and having a great time. That won't be happening, or at least not for people with UK passports. We'll still be getting all the other EU nationals coming out. And it's not just bars and restaurants that are affected by that. Everything is affected that wants to employ people from the UK. And you think it might be easier to get teachers to come over, but that's quite difficult too. So we've just walked around a little bit. I think we must be a little bit more exposed here, because I'm feeling the wind a little bit more. You can see the trees blowing a little bit more. the waves are crashing against the rocks in front of us. It is quite rough. And no ships. I see no ships. Somebody famous said that, didn't they? I see no ships. Yeah, I think he put his telescope up to his wrong eye. Admiral Nelson, Lord Nelson. I see no ships. And I don't. There are no ships out there. That's because there's no pleasure craft out there, partly, and probably the wrong time of the day for ferries. Bad news in the UK as far as ferries are concerned. See that P&O decided to sack all of their P&O ferry staff, which seemed to be a rather strange thing to do, and then try and bring agency staff on board. Fortunately, we don't have P&O ferries from Mallorca to the mainland anywhere. Hopefully nothing like that happens here. We are on an island, and everything, well, not quite everything, but a lot of things need to come from the mainland. A lot of goods need to come. At the moment, the lorry drivers throughout Spain, I think probably throughout Europe, are not very happy with the price of diesel, and so they're protesting on the mainland, and they have been protesting here as well. And there's a huge amount of goods which are destined to come to Mallorca, which are stuck in places like Barcelona or Valencia. So as we've been doing this walk at various times, we've seen they've been digging up the road here and laying new infrastructure underneath, and now they've covered it over, they've tiled it, and it's just really lacking that last little bit now. So they're nearly there, and that looks pretty good. That's the first one. There's another one a bit further up. We'll have a look to see how they've got with that one. But looks as though they're going to finish just in time. This is the Diri Palace, which it still needs a lot of TLC before they are ready to open. And the wind is just shredding their flags. That's interesting. The showers on the beach are actually working already. They don't usually turn them off in the winter time, so maybe they've done that early. Really big waves crashing over there. House, which has been open. Can't tell whether it's open now. It's a bit too windy. And next to that, Tom Brown's. They'll be getting ready to open up soon. And here's the next walkway, which is in a similar state of repair. The infrastructure underneath has been done, and tiles now have been laid, so they put concrete first, and well, they're still working on this one, so we won't go up there. It's a bit dirty and dusty. We'll just carry on along the front.
I watch it every time.
Do you? Well, you're going to be on it now.
No, I watch it every time.
Oh, right, thank you very much.
Mention the Titanic. Is it just got it? The food is excellent. I'm not being filmed on this, am I?
You are at the moment, yeah, you've just advertised the Titanic.
Jamie Carl. Every time when I'm stuck in England, I go on your YouTube thing and I go, have a watch it. Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Titanic. Thank you very much. All copyrights go to my mum.
Absolutely.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's nice. We haven't bumped into anybody walking along here, and one person we did bump into has been watching our YouTube channel. Paul from the Titanic.
Yeah, we should have a drink there now then. Ready for a drink, I think.
Oh, look at that waves
Do you know where
And
the
the-
Titanic is?
and the wind.
We should head inland.
The wind's picking up, so he just made the executive decision that we're going to head inland. Oh, try and get out of this wind. Oh, here's the Titanic on the corner. He's just taking a shortcut.
We'll go in there and have a drink, shall we? Did you say who's the chef there?
Oh, it's a bit windy. But just as you get around the corner, it starts to feel a little bit calmer. Yes, they've got the pine tree dust, they've got the Sahara dust, and they've got the beach.
We just met Paul. He told us to come here. We just met Paul. Yeah. He told us to come here and have a drink.
Here we go. So we just popped into the Titanic Bar and greeted with the very friendly staff here, and I've got my little shandy.
Friday glass of wine.
Right, it's only in the afternoon and she's drinking red wine already.
6 o'clock maybe.
Cheers, darling. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that's refreshing. And that's something really nice is to get a tapa. So here we've got a little bit of Spanish omelette, a little tortilla. It's very nice. Both for me, and I will share. One each.
You can have a stick.
Well, we had a nice little drink. We were the only people, unfortunately, in the Titanic. And as we've just come out, it's actually started raining, so we're going to be heading back to the car. So nothing much more from, we're very, very windy, and it's not too cold, but it's very windy, Magaluf. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Now we are just on the way back to the car, but just stopped at the Seoul Kathmandu hotel because Lindsay and her husband are coming to stay there, and she asked me to give them a mention, and so here we are. Lindsay, it's not open yet, so I'm sure they'll be open when you come. The wind's going to get me. It's very windy today. Okay, bye.